Okay, whenever I have a chance to share woke propagandist media getting absolutely eviscerated, I have to share that with you because it just makes my heart sing. And quite frankly, these guys are, the seed of every single TDS lunatic that we have going out there that are our neighbors, our friends, our families, etc. And Marco Rubio, Secretary of State, Marco Rubio absolutely annihilates Margaret Brennan from CBS. You're going to love this clip. And then I'm going to share with you, I think Gavin Newsom's wife is almost as bad, if not worse, than he is. A clip that is going viral, Gavin Newsom's wife complaining that nobody is there to clean her house, do her gardening, do all the work and chores that her millionaire, bougie, spoiled ass can't because of this administration. Oh my goodness. I can't wait to share that with you as well. But first, here is the clip. It seems like CBS, it seems like all these woke media outlets now, all they want to do is play gotcha. Marco Rubio was having none of it. This is about the Iran attack that we just successfully executed yesterday. And watch, we have enemies within. Watch Secretary of State Marco Rubio go to work.
Are you saying there that the United States did not see intelligence that the Supreme Leader had ordered weaponization?
That's irrelevant. I see that question being asked in the media. That's an irrelevant question.
No,
they have
that is
everything
the
they need
key
to build a
point
weapon.
in U.S. intelligence assessments. You know that.
No, it's not.
Yes, it was.
No, it's
that
not.
The political decision had not
I know
been
that better
made.
than you know that, and I know that that's not the case.
But I'm asking you whether the order was given.
And the people who say that, it doesn't matter if the order was given. They have everything they need to build nuclear weapons. Why would you bury things in a mountain, 300 feet under the ground?
Right.
Why would you bury why do they have 60% enriched uranium? You don't need 60% enriched uranium. The only countries in the world that have uranium at 60% are countries that have nuclear weapons. Because they can quickly make it 90. They have all the elements. They have. Why do they have a space program? Is Iran going to go to the moon? No. They're trying to build an ICBM.
No, but
so
that's a question. That's a question of intent. And you know, in the intelligence assessment, that it was that Iran wanted to be a threshold state and use this leverage. I'm talking about the public March assessment, and that's why I was asking you if you know something more from March.
But that's also an inaccurate representation of it. That's an accurate representation of it. That's not how intelligence is read. That's not how intelligence is used. Here's what the whole world knows. Forget about intelligence. What the IAEA knows. They are enriching uranium well beyond anything you need for a civil nuclear program. So why would you enrich uranium at 60%? Right. If you don't intend to one day use it to take it to 90 and build a weapon. Right. Why are you developing ICBMs? Why do you have 8,000 short-range missiles and 2,000 to 3,000 long mid-range missiles that you continue to develop? Why do you do all these things? They have everything they need for a nuclear weapon. They have the delivery mechanisms, they have the enrichment capability, they have the highly enriched uranium that is stored. Yes. That's all we need to see. Right. Well, especially in the hands of a regime that's already involved in terrorism and proxies and all kinds of things around. They are the source of all instability.
No one's disputing that. I'm not doing that here. And they were censured at the IAEA for that enrichment and for violating their non-proliferation agreements. I was simply asking if we had intelligence that there was an order to weaponize, because you said weaponization ambitions.
Well, we have intelligence that they have everything they need to build a nuclear weapon, and that's more than enough.
Okay.
Cooking. I mean, Cooking with Marco Rubio, a new show brought to you by Home and Garden Television, the Cooking Channel. Cooking, roasting, sizzling with Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I keep wanting to call him Senator. Holy mackerel. It's like what, I don't know if you guys remember that press conference where I believe it was CNN's Caitlin Collins was asking a preposterous question, as they always do. And President Trump just said, why can't you guys? And it was such a sincere, real moment when it came to illegal criminals, deporting these guys, getting them out of our country. So fathers, mothers, citizens, friends, neighbors, everybody, Americans can take their kids outside, go biking, go walking, enjoy parks, enjoy cities, take their kids to the Capitol without worrying about some deranged homeless guy, criminal, trafficking their child, holding them at knife point, gunpoint. I mean, it's like we have visceral, palpable, real, cognizant enemies that hate our country And either they hate our country, and Trump is always right, or they're so consumed. It has masked every molecule of common sense and intellect in their entire anatomy because they're so consumed with hatred for one person, still sore losers. They still can't believe that the Americans didn't fall for their BS of straight up propaganda for decades. They're so pissed off at people like me, independent media, real subject matter experts, real people who do the research, get their hands dirty, a little elbow grease doing qualitative, quantitative. They just can't stand it. And every single interview that they do with a high profile, high level official, whether it's Rubio, whether it's President Trump, JD Vance, it's always a gotcha moment. On interviews, main objective, especially when it is public, it is based on facts. This isn't fiction. This isn't an interview done at, a Paramount Pictures, but a real substantive interview. The objective is to get to the truth. That's gone. Thank God for independent media. Thank God you're watching this right now. Speaking of phonies, woo-wee, check out Greasicus Newscomicus. That is the new evolution. The haircut that passes for a man, Greasy Gavin Newscomb. Watch this clip of his wife claiming we don't have an economy anymore in California because ICE, President Trump, law enforcement is carrying out the orders and the will of the American people. Feast your eyes on this.
We are a country of immigrants. That is just a fact. It is who we are. And yet here we are watching families be targeted, watched, hunted, farm workers being chased across fields. These are some of the hardest working people on earth, and they literally feed the nation. Shame on this federal administration for doing this. Shame on them for choosing cruelty, for terrifying families, ruining children's lives just to make a political point. Whose interpretation of Christian values is this? What happened to being the party of family values? This shouldn't be about politics. This should be about people, their well-being, our shared humanity. If you could see these families, hear from them, these moms, their children. Today I heard from community members who have lost loved ones to suicide because of the trauma and pain being inflicted on the immigrant community. If you looked into their eyes, you would understand, you would feel it. You would know this was wrong. We have to do better.
God, oh my God, goodness gracious, my goodness, does anybody believe this terrible actress, phony, Decepticon, mook brain, Jennifer Newscomb? Are you kidding me right now? You know what Christian values we're following? It's called law-abiding, following the law, the Constitution, both federal and state. And if our state is completely devoid of any economic gain, if we don't have any way of feeding ourselves unless we are on the backs of illegal immigrants, I mean, this is no different than the Democrats in the mid-19th century complaining about Republicans and Abraham Lincoln wanting to abolish slavery. Who's going to do our cotton? Who's going to wash my clothes? Who's going to clean my house? Who's going to have sex with my husband? Oh my God, it's terrible. Where's the humanity? Who believes this drivel? I mean, this is absolutely insane. Like, if our economy, look, the way that I look at this is this frees up more jobs for law-abiding Americans. President Trump and Tom Homan have said time and time again, we're giving you the option to self-deport, which gives you an option to come back legally. Legally. This is an affront to all legal immigrants. And you know what? The way that I look at it, I have the perfect video clip to share with you. Less crime, less congestion, more room, more opportunities for legal immigrants, more opportunities, more jobs, more ways for people to take care of themselves and their families, people who did it the right way, went through the right port of entry, the right systems and processes of earning the greatest citizenship of the greatest country on planet Earth. Here's a perfect clip that I want to share with you right here, which I think is so demonstrative of the psychosis of this party, it's not just Newscomb. It's not just Jen. It's not just Jen. Look at this. Watch this video.
The literal impact of the ice raids happening right now in Los Angeles. If you want to walk with me a little bit. This is the city of Vernon. Huge Latino population, a lot of street vendors out here. Today, though, there's only one, and this individual didn't want to go on camera. He says he's really scared about what's happening right now. But this is a street that's normally packed with activity, teeming with activity, from street vendors to people walking to lunch. Not right now.
I don't see any problem with that. Do you? LA's congested as it is. San Diego, Orange County, Inland Empire, San Dimas, all over LA. It's just a congested nightmare. And by the way, what are they so afraid of? What are they so afraid of? If they have nothing to be afraid of, if they're here legally, if they're not breaking the law, if they're not criminals, what are they so afraid of? I walk down the streets all the time. My wife walks down the streets all the time. My kids, my father, my mother, my brother, my relatives, my friends, my neighbors, they don't feel scared to go outside. They don't feel ashamed to show their face. They don't feel tension, anxiety, because we're not breaking the law. You know who feels tension, anxiety, guilt, and fear? Our lawbreakers, criminals. That's who it is. And besides that, this is exactly what the American people voted for. And this is such BS anyway. President Trump made it very, very clear. Tom Homan made it very, very clear. Secretary Noem, Department of Homeland and Security made it very, very clear. We are focusing on criminal, illegal aliens first. We are going after the worst of the worst, the cancer of society, all the millions and millions of people that Biden and Kamala let into with a magic red carpet, no screening, no vetting. We have no idea where they're from. We have no idea what their affiliation is. We have no tracking data. They could be terrorists, and most of them are Middle East, China, Venezuela, South America, Yemen, Somalia, you name it. This is what we're focusing on first. So all this hysteria, fear-mongering, these ridiculous Dems attacking ICE, it's just a complete abomination. And Miss Newscomb, I hate to say it to you, either hire some legal immigrants or, hire some American citizens who are born and raised here, or maybe you're just going to have to get your beautiful $600 manicured hands just a scotch dirty when you wash those $900 a single plate dishes at your home. My God forbid you would have to do that. If any of you actually believe Newscomb, that she cares about immigrants, that she cares about anybody but herself, this is the same woman who went shopping on Rodeo Drive while the city was literally burning to the ground. That's how sensitive she is to immigrants. Okay, I can't wait to get your thoughts on this. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. As always, tap that thumbs up if you love America. Also, in the pinned comment and description is our free newsletter. This is your chance to never miss out. Sign up. It's free. It takes you 2 seconds. We never spam. I don't share your email with anybody. That is not the Nez Nation way. Sign up for that. Check out these videos coming up on the screen right here, just in case you missed them. Tap my face right here to subscribe and follow. And as always, may God bless you, and may God bless these United States of America and all who defend her. I'll see you soon.